All right, greetings and welcome. My name is Veronica Marie. I am an emotional wellness coach. You can find me at veronicamarie.com. And today I want to spend some time talking about triggers. So if you don't follow me here on YouTube already, please do. Just go ahead and click like and then also subscribe. You can send this video to a friend who may need to understand their emotional self and why they may be triggered at times. I'll give you a second to do that. If you're watching the replay, you can still share it. I am live on YouTube, so that's where you'll be able to comment if you want to comment. If you're on Facebook, just comment on the thread thereafter. All right. So, what are emotional triggers? If I were to greatly simplify this, I would say that emotional triggers are the emotions you feel as a result of some event taking place. That event could be a positive event it might trigger excitement. It could be an event that triggers anxiety or sadness, panic, whatever the case is, the event activates the emotion. The emotion is the experience of thoughts. Okay, so some thoughts have positive emotion, some thoughts have negative emotions. I'm going to press mute for 1 second. All right, I am back. My children got a little bit loud in the background, so I had to go make sure that everything was well there. So anyway, the emotional trigger is the experience of thoughts. These thoughts that you're having, in other words, are associated with emotions based upon an experience that you had. So if the experience was something you intensely enjoyed, then you have intensely enjoyable emotions. And if it was something you really didn't enjoy, then you feel the negative emotion. And the thoughts are generated from belief systems. Belief systems are like the rules that you live life by. Belief systems are collections of thoughts on the same topic. Belief systems are powerful. So when you experience an emotional trigger, you feel a way because you're thinking a way. And the way that you think comes from a system of beliefs. That's what triggers are. So if you want it, of course, we don't want to get rid of the triggers that are positive, the ones that make us feel good and happy. We want to increase those by continuing to think on them. But it's the ones that are negative and cause discomfort and suffering that we really want to do something about. And so, if we are to change the way that we feel, which is the thing that is causing us to not tap into peace, if we are to change the way that we feel, we can't just change how we think. We have to change what we believe. Okay. We have to change what we believe about the situation because it is the collection of thoughts called belief systems that make you think a way about the situation, and how you think makes you feel a way about the situation. And that is the emotional trigger. I hope this is making sense. So if you change what you believe about the situation, you change how you think about it, and therefore you change what you feel. Triggers, emotional triggers that are causing suffering greatly disturb our personal peace. When we have belief systems that are contrary to universal truth, we almost inevitably are going to experience some kind of discomfort. And remember, I said that belief systems are collections of thoughts on the same topic. I'm greatly simplifying this on purpose. Belief systems are collections of the same thought, collections of different thoughts on the same topic. It's kind of like if I make a statement and I find 10 different ways to make that statement. That's what a belief system is, except there's thousands of thoughts in there. Okay. So sometimes a person will ask me a question, and if it's not clear, I'll say, can you ask me that another way? And if it's still not clear, I might ask them, can you ask me that another way? So there are many different ways to think about the same thing, and belief systems are collections of that. Again, I got to stress, if you're going to change how you feel, you're not we don't want to focus on changing how you think, because how you think is coming from your belief systems. So let's put this into an example, right? So let's say you have an experience with people not holding true to their word. You believe that people should stand by their word all the time, all right? You believe that no matter what, people should keep their promises. You believe that. And so you expect that. You think that that should happen, right? You think all the thoughts about people standing by their words and how that should ideally go. So you get yourself in a situation, you're thinking like that, you're involved with another person who doesn't think like that. In fact, their belief system is I will people should stand by their word unless they're inconvenienced. You see, two people have two different belief systems. Neither are wrong, they're just different ways of thinking. So if you come into contact with this individual who believes that you should stand by your word unless you're inconvenienced, then they inevitably, if they feel inconvenienced, they're not going to stand by their word. And if they're in relationship with you, you're going to have a problem with that. And you're going to feel a way. Maybe you're going to feel disappointment. Maybe you will feel betrayed. Maybe you'll feel sad. Whatever the case is, and you'll say, I feel disappointed because they didn't stand by their word. That's a trigger. No longer are you experiencing peace, right? But the truth is, you are disappointed because you thought the thoughts consistent with expectations that that other person doesn't have. Remember, their belief system says that they'll stick by their word unless they're inconvenienced. So let's say they said that they were going to come over and watch a movie, but coming over and watching a movie might mean that they have to fight traffic. So they cancel. You'll feel disappointed. I'm making this real easy and simple to see. You feel disappointed. You'll say, I feel disappointed because they said they were coming over and they changed their mind. I think people should stand by their word, and they don't think that. So they're over enjoying their life because they did what was authentic to them. Meanwhile, you are disappointed and probably trying to figure out how you're going to express it or pull back from them, depending on what your behavioral patterns are. All right. So in that situation, if we were to look at your belief systems, we would ask, how important is this person to you? That's the first thing, because how important the person is to you is going to dictate how much work you do here. If the person is not that important, then you might just want to feel disappointed and cut them off. I mean, this happens. But if the person is important to you, then you don't want to just act and cut them off. And so you would say, I feel disappointed. Well, let's state what happened. What happened was I was expecting the person to come over and they didn't. I feel disappointed because I believe that a person should stand by their word and this person didn't. So I feel disappointed. I don't want to continue to feel like this about this person because I really like them and they're really important to me. So what truth do I need to come to in this? Here's a universal truth for you. If you really want peace, and we've been working through peace in this group for a few days now, and by now you understand that peace comes from being in alignment with universal design. This universe is intelligently designed, is systematically designed, and if we want to flow in harmony, then we need to think according to universal design. So we have decided that this person is important, and now we ask, what's the universal truth here? Not just what I believe, what I've come to believe, based upon my experiences, but this person is important to me and they didn't live up to the expectation I had. And I don't really want to keep being disappointed with them because I understand that they are not wrong. They did tell me, even if they didn't tell you, that's a story for another day, right? So then you would ask yourself, what do I believe about what? Here's a better question. What do I think should have happened? I think they should have still came over because I was waiting. The answer is, but they didn't. What's the universal truth? The universal truth is that people are making decisions on their life path as it best suits them. That's what we're all doing. Even when you think you're bending over backwards for someone, you're really doing that out of your own volition. You're really doing that out of your own belief systems. You're really doing that because you want to bend over backwards. Even though you don't want to do the activity, something in you compels you forward. It came from within you. So the universal truth is everybody is acting according to their own internal landscape. This happens. And if I want to dwell in peace with this individual, there's something that I'm going to have to accept and something I'm going to have to shift. Let's say this person has a habit of doing this. You definitely have to figure out what it is you need to accept and what it is you need to shift. And notice I said what you need to accept and what you need to shift, because you can accept that a person is that way and still be in dishonor in your mind toward them. You will look down upon them, you will criticize them, demean them on a slick joke and be sarcastic about it, and that's not really changing how you believe about it. So you're going to continue to get disappointed in some kind of way, and you're going to have to find some kind of coping mechanism to deal with it. That doesn't end up in a healthy relationship. So what you want to do is look at your belief system. What I understand about this world is that everything is as it should be, and people are making decisions as they need to make them for their life journey, and oftentimes that conflicts with what I want them to do. Oftentimes, what people want for their own self is in conflict with what I want them to do. I release the need to pressure people into doing what I want them to do. I release the need to holding people accountable to doing things that go against what they want. I release the need of thinking according to unrealistic expectations. I release the need. Now, it sounds easier than it is. So this is going to take practice, because when you try to release it, your belief system is going to come back up and say, but they always do this, but they could have called, but they could have just came. After all, you bent over backwards for them, and now they can't do it for you. You see, all of this is disturbing your peace. So your desire for inner peace has got to be greater than your need to expect things from people who don't want to give it. And if a person doesn't want to do something that you think they should do, or something that they want to do, or something that you want them to do, it doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make them wrong. It means that they make decisions that often are contrary to what you want. If you look deeper at that, you like people to do what you want them to do. You just like that. And that's human, except that that's how most people are behaving in their relationships. And that's how most relationships require people to live without peace and begin to harbor resentment and bitterness. So this talk is a short talk. It was just designed to introduce you to what a trigger is, how it works. I hope something was said here tonight that caused you to reflect upon your own experience and possibly shift something that needs to shift. I have a new course coming up. It's called Deactivating Triggers. It begins on August 14th. And we're going to go into detail about this process. And I'm going to give you a real simple strategy to get you started in reclaiming your peace, calling back your peace from all the places that have become emotional triggers for you. And that is it. My name is Veronica Marie. You can find me at veronicamarie.com. You can connect with me on Instagram at veronicamarie.com, TikTok, veronicamarie.com. And just know that I'm here to support you. I offer one-on-one coaching as well. So if you need something specialized and tailored to your unique path, I'm here for that as well. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and if you found it useful, share it with a friend or two or three. And that is it. Y'all have a beautiful night.